sauce is still a little watery right now for what we've got. So, my next question, in making any gravy in your house when you've got a watery sauce that's not going to stick to food, and that's really what a sauce needs to do. I mean, all it needs to do, besides be flavorful, is stick to your food. How horrible is it when you go to a restaurant and there's a puddle, you know, in the bottom of the plate? So this needs to be thickened somehow. There are different ways to thicken it, either by reduction, just letting it evaporate, continue to reduce down. That's a patience thing, but you could make the chicken kind of rubbery in the meantime, or very simply adding something that's thicker than the sauce. Something like the hoisin sauce that we talked about, or some kind of puree, or even some kind of jam. So, here's where the apricot jam is going to come into play. You never had orange chicken or fruit chicken or dynasty chicken, whatever they call it in the Chinese restaurant? Well, this little bit of apricot jam, this is, I don't know, a tablespoon or so, is not only going to give me a better flavor profile, but here's the quickest way to thicken a sauce is to use a condiment that's thicker than the sauce that you got. But we're going to take it one step further. Moving this out of the way. Tilt down. Here's what our stir fry is starting to look like. Alright, here's our chicken that we cut into strips. The asparagus. Notice how the fond came up off the bottom of the pan. I've got those bits of ginger in there. And oh man, if you could smell the ginger that's in there. But we're not quite done yet. Alright, I got a little ramekin here. These things are great for mise en place, for putting things together, or for making cornstarch slurry for that matter. I like to keep these little ramekins here. How much am I going to use? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of measuring. We're going to use this much, which is, I don't know, a tablespoon or two. We'll get our soy sauce, which is going to be the basis for the slurry, and also add a flavor profile. So anytime that you can dissolve something in a liquid, add just a shot of water to that, because I think the soy sauce is going to be just a little too salty. There we go. My soy sauce and water slurry that I've got going on here. Dissolve all this, and this again goes to the gelatinization of starches. The same principle that makes the rice absorb all that liquid and swell and make it really thick is the same principle we're using here with the cornstarch. So here's a soy sauce cornstarch slurry that I'll take over to my stir fry, and since I didn't measure any of the cornstarch, chin up, there you go, chin up. Since I didn't measure any of the cornstarch, since I didn't measure any of the soy sauce, how can I possibly just dump the whole thing in there? It doesn't make any sense. Let's put a little bit in and see what happens. We're going to cook with our eyes, remember? Tilt down. Alright, and look, just a little bit. Alright. Just a little bit of that slurry. Look how that sauce thickened up. And it's starting to stick to these vegetables now. Place that right on top. Chicken, asparagus, stir fry. Alright, I've got black sesame seeds, like I said. Check this out. Cool, huh? And a little bit of lime. Like I said, one for the garnish. And one, squeeze a little lime on top. There you go. How about that? Chicken, asparagus, stir fry over jasmine rice with red peppers.